and welcome to the Sports Doctor's Inn. My name is Earl Rush. I am the Sports Doctor, just in case you guys are wondering which one is who. And I'm with my co-host here, Larry Abels, and we're ready to get started about this past weekend in sports. Good afternoon, Larry. How are you today?
I'm good, Sports Doctor. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. And at least we had some good games this week. I've been complaining about no good games. We had seven decent games. Well, they looked like they were only games on paper. Some of them still turned out to be not good games.
We had three of them that went into overtime and a couple of other ones that were close. So,
yeah, what can you do? The league is just crap this year. Anyway, I'm not going to be crying about the league. Let's get started with what we're talking about. Let's go over to NCAA football, where Ohio State and Indiana are ranked number 1 and number 2. And we can't really say what's going on. Not too much went on this weekend as far as affecting the college playoff. So we'll probably have to wait till next week. Maybe it'll shape up a little bit better. But Alabama, we talked about this earlier, Larry. Alabama is ranked 10th.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess some of the questions we were having was Miami beat Notre Dame straight up, but Notre Dame is ranked higher.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame is something like number 9 and Miami's number 13 in a 12-team playoff.
Yeah. So what conclusion did we come to, Larry?
I really think they sort of base it on the rest of the schedule, even though I'm not sure that's a good thing to base it on. I guess they're saying Notre Dame had a tougher schedule, and I think Notre Dame beat Louisville, who's a team that beat Miami, but Miami beat Notre Dame, so that's what I'm hung on. When they get the same record, I would give head-to-head more credence. But Notre Dame does play a pretty good schedule, tough schedule.
Wait a minute. Oregon's in the SEC as well?
Who?
No, Oregon's in the Big Ten. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Oregon's in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Well, we've been going back and forth. I know for sure now, despite Ohio State and Indiana being 1 or 2 in the country, I would still say that the Southeast Conference is stronger than the Big Ten Conference. That's what I'm going by. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 6 teams in the top 10. You have 6 teams in the top 10. That's crazy. And Big Ten has
probably 3, right?
Yeah, they have 3. There you have it. I guess you can get picky since they rank 1 and 2. That might give them a little bit more clout than it looks like. But I say the Southeast Conference is a stronger conference than Ohio State. I've been the Big Ten. That's what they do. But I'm telling you who don't sleep on.
Who's that?
Georgia has a good team. They're ranked number 4.
So they probably moved up in the polls, right? Who's number 3? Is it Texas A&M number 3?
Yes.
Maybe Georgia was. Yeah, Georgia might not have moved.
Well, I don't think it was any movement. So, we're just going to see. We'll see who's not going to make it in and who will. But we can't really have too much to talk about because there wasn't that much action that affected the college rankings from last week.
So you got a lot of rivalry games coming this week, one of which is being Ohio State and Michigan. I think Michigan has a chance. A lot of times when these teams play, the records don't really matter, don't seem to matter. And Michigan certainly crushed Maryland last week, even though that's not.
Well, that means nothing.
I was going to say it's not necessarily a barometer, but they beat them like they were a powerhouse team.
How they beat them like Maryland is what they are. Not that good. Maryland's just not good. Remember,
yeah, but you know what? When they play other teams in their conference, they've lost a lot of games like right at the end. The games have been competitive. This Michigan beat them like didn't even belong on the same field with them.
I hear you.
So I'm wondering if Michigan is really better than a lot of those other teams in the Big Ten, even though their record they're not. Okay.
Yeah, remember Maryland? That's a DMV team. That's a DVM area team. They don't have any good teams. They never have any good teams.
I'm just looking at how what Michigan did to them compared to other teams. Lately, this year they've been like blowing games right at the end, like 3 or 4 times. Uh-huh. This game wasn't even any question in this game. They really just crushed them like they were a powerhouse. I haven't seen Michigan look like that this year.
Right. That just goes to show you that proves my point. Wow, it's horrible.
Well, maybe Michigan is gelling, peaking at the right time.
Nope.
So they have no chance against Ohio State?
None. Okay. Michigan is horrible. They're not horrible. Let me take that. Let me watch what the words I use to describe teams. Michigan is not horrible. They're not that great a team.
And what's the signature win for Ohio State this year?
Huh?
What's Ohio State's signature win? Who have they beaten?
They beat Texas early in the season. That was 12 games ago. Texas was overrated with their rankings, but at the time, Texas was not that good. That's the only decent team that Ohio State has played. That's the only team they played.
So they haven't really beaten anybody of
They haven't beaten anybody. But I'm thinking they're making anybody look like they aren't anything. I don't know. I'm not that impressed with Ohio State, but nobody's beaten them. And they haven't played anybody. All right. Enough about college football. I know we treated like a stepchild or something, but we're just more into professional sports. There's not too much going on right now in college football. I mean, until they determine who's going to be in the playoffs, it might spice up a little bit after that. But for now, we're going over to the not for fun league, the NFL. Okay, let's start off. How did you think the games went this weekend, Larry? Any exciting games? Any games?
I think there were a number of good games. Okay. There's a bunch of them that went into overtime. One that surprised me, I was like the Giants and the Lions. Detroit had to go to overtime to beat the Giants, which surprised me. Giants were playing with Jameson Winston at their quarterback, who threw for over 300 yards and caught a pass for a touchdown. And the touchdown pass he caught, he had to get some yards after the catch. He had to avoid a tackle and go to the end zone. But what's the guy running back for the Giants? Gibbs? I can't even think of his name now. That's terrible. Giants running back had over 200 yards from scrimmage. Kung Fu, what's up?
Kung Fu, what's up? He said, leave his Buckeyes alone. All right, we will. Are they the number one team in the country, in your opinion, Kung Fu? I guess he does. He said those are his Buckeyes, so I guess he would think. I apologize for the dumb question. Anyway.
But that don't mean he thinks that what did he say, Scatterboo?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that. I missed that when you referenced.
Well, no, I think he's thinking about the Giants running back, but I'm thinking about Detroit's running back that ran over the Giants.
I'm thinking that I didn't hear you when you referred to the Giants or something, because I'm like, out of Kung Fu, we asked him about some other team. He comes up the blue with Scatterboo. We talk about Ohio State and his response to Scatterboo. I'm like, huh?
Well, I was trying to think of who the Detroit's running back. Now he has it. He came up with the Giants running back, and now that's the Detroit's running back. I was mentioning that even though the game went into overtime,
Yeah.
Gibbs had over 200 yards from scrimmage, passing and receiving, and even in overtime on the first play from scrimmage, he ran about 60 or 70 yards for a touchdown. In overtime.
Right.
He had a great game, and that's really he broke.
But that had nothing to do with Ohio State. That's why I was just wondering where that came.
No, we had moved on to the NFL, and we were talking about NFL games. So I said the Lions and the Giants. So I said the running back, and he thought I was talking about Scatterboo.
Oh.
But I was talking about Gibbs,
All
Detroit's running back.
Okay. It's all good.
And that game went into overtime. That was what I was talking about. When he came on, you went back to Ohio State, but he was responding to me. But that was a great game. I was saying Jameson Winston had a good game. He threw for over 300 yards passing and caught a touchdown that he had to make a run at. He didn't just catch the ball in the end zone. He had to avoid a tackle and score. He actually played a very good game. I haven't seen Jameson Winston play that well. Well, he hadn't played, actually. But Detroit was able to hold on in overtime. The Giants, I think this is about their fourth or fifth game, but they've had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter and couldn't win.
They fired the coach, right?
They did.
All right. They're supposed to.
I'm not sure. I mean, they actually played a good game Sunday, though, against a good team. Losing in overtime to Detroit is not a, sin. I guess things are building up there.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, am I giving Detroit too much credit? You're not supposed to struggle to beat the Giants. I don't understand. Detroit's not as good as I thought. Green Bay is not as good as everybody I know is talking about. And I think Detroit may not be as good as I thought that they were.
Well, they played a team that played a very good game. I haven't seen the Giants play that well in a long time. They played a very good game Sunday.
They may have
They just couldn't stop Gibbs.
They may have played a good thing, but that don't mean they're a good team. You're not supposed to lose to them.
Well, they beat them. Detroit won, but they would really test it. In Detroit, I think Detroit is still good.
Detroit should have been tested against the Giants. Period.
These are pros, man. These guys' talent levels are not that different. Anybody, any given Sunday in this league is a real deal. I got to give the Giants credit. I don't know if you saw any of that game. They actually played a good game. But Detroit kind of like took their best shot and, still beat them.
Okay. All right.
Did you see the Texans and the Bills on Thursday night? That was another real good game.
Yes, I did.
And Houston's defense, oh, man.
They have a good defense.
Yeah, I guess they're the top-ranked defense. That was another entertaining game. And I got to give the Texans credit. Their pass rush, their pressure on their quarterback, Bill's quarterback, was out of this world.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Somebody on the media today said there are no super teams in the AFC. I'm like, I've been telling Larry there's no super teams in the NFL, period, this year.
Well, I mean, I've been saying that there's no dominant team. The team that's starting to look strong are the Rams.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Cool. Bills, they got problems, man. And you know what? Who are they playing next? They playing the team they're supposed to beat. They lose to that team next. Who do they play next?
You talking about the Rams?
Nope. The Bills.
Let's see who the Bills got. They play Pittsburgh.
Yeah. They lose in Pittsburgh.
And then Pittsburgh had a good game Sunday too. They lost to the Bears like 31-28. That was another real good game.
Pittsburgh is what they are. They're talking about their coaches that never had under a 500 season ever. Okay, that's fine. That's great. And that's dandy. But that's all they are, 500 team. Pittsburgh's a 500 team.
Their game against the Bears was another entertaining game. 31-28, even though their quarterback, Rodgers didn't even play. But the Bears, they just seem to be on a roll this year. They don't seem that great, but they're something like 8-3 or some, they have a good record.
It's be great to compete or be in good shape because there are no great teams in the NFL. So we said the Rams. That's it.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't have a winning record, and they're winning their games. So I had to give them credit. They've probably won like about 6 games in a row or something like that.
Okay.
They're on a roll.
All right, Larry. Let's get to this. What are your top 5? What's your power rankings for this week in the NFL?
Yeah, I certainly had the Rams as number 1. I'm gonna put New England up there. Put Seattle up there. Probably Philadelphia. And I need another team. I don't know who number 5 is right now.
Okay.
That's all I can come up. I don't know, Tampa's in bad shape. I would have them there, but they're in bad shape right now.
So you like I was last week. You don't have a top 5.
Yeah, I can't think of who number 5 is. I gotta look at the standings. Who do you have?
I'm thinking the Rams, New England, Philly. I only have 3 because I'm not into Seattle and Denver. I don't know, and they got great records.
Oh, those are probably Denver's probably number 5.
Well, it's kind of funny that you couldn't even remember the name because.
No, I knew it was another team that had a good record. I'll reward them for playing well.
Right, I understand that, but if you really thought that much about it, you would have forgotten. There ain't nothing to think about.
That's not true.
Okay,
that's not true.
I apologize.
So Kung Fu has the same teams I have. Well, he has the Lions. I don't have the Lions. I have the Eagles instead of the Lions.
You got who?
I have the Eagles instead of the Lions.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's your list. I'm getting ready to say stupid stuff. That's your list. So that's what
this is Kung Fu's list, which is the same as mine, except for I have Philadelphia instead of Detroit.
Okay. All right. Seahawks not doing it for me. I don't care. That boy for the Seattle quarterback and the Jets, they got the same problem. They came.
And the Jets?
Not the Jets.
Yeah, Seattle's quarterback has played way better than him.
Seattle and Indianapolis, they're the same problem. Y'all got, somebody got to win some kind of big game. I haven't seen it from either one. I don't understand. So, okay, Kung Fu. The Eagles blew a 14-point lead Sunday.
No, actually, they blew a 21-point lead. They were up 21-0.
Your point, Kung Fu, we weren't talking about Philly, but what's your point?
It's okay for them to say that.
You want to start another topic?
Yeah. Well, that's something I thought we'd probably talk about the Eagles-Cowboys game anyway.
Kung Fu, I don't know who your team is. I thought you just said so, but they can't beat Philly, so step back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He didn't have the Eagles in his top 5. But yeah, the Eagles blew a 21-point lead. They was up 21-0 against Dallas, and
The
couldn't do it.
Eagles and the Rams are tied for the number one team for me. I know Philly's having trouble. I know it don't look good. You don't score no points in the second half. I got all that.
I got it, Kung Fu.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, all right.
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles have played any better than some of these other teams that are up there.
They haven't. They haven't been looking good. The offense has been struggling. The Philadelphia Eagles and Los Angeles Rams are tied for the number one team in the NFL.
So the Chiefs and the Colts,
What about them?
are the Chiefs back on track? Are they gonna make the playoffs? Another overtime game. All these games are winning overtime.
I can't say. I can't say. Sports often can't say because I don't know what's going on in Kansas City or Baltimore. I just don't understand.
You mean Indianapolis?
No, no.
Oh, Baltimore. Okay.
What I said. Yeah.
Well, I heard you say Colts. We were talking about Chiefs and Colts. So I thought you was talking about the Colts, but I got you.
The Colts are not going anywhere. You cannot go anywhere with the quarterback that they have. That's all.
What do you mean by going anywhere? You don't think they'll make the playoffs?
When I let me answer your question. When I say going anywhere, they may luckily uh, win the first. They're not going past the first game.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's only going to be a few teams that do that, but a team. What about Kansas City making the playoffs? That's what I'm getting at.
I can't say because they look
Okay.
bad. They look bad. They look bad. They should have lost the game Sunday. They look bad.
I don't know. They came back and won. To me, all of these games are good when they're going to overtime. I'm enjoying these games or when they're close like that, like Dallas and Philly.
I think the Chiefs' offensive line is injured. That's what I'm thinking. Because they just don't look good. Don't look good, man. Don't look good at all. So, let's see. All right. Well, anything else you want to discuss about the NFL, Larry?
What about how did you think Shadur Sanders did Sunday?
I think he did all right. He's nothing spectacular about him. This is his second. This is his first game starting. This is his second game plan. I say all that to say he just thought he got to have some experience. I'm not trying to make excuses for his lackluster performance. I'm just saying he didn't have no experience. So how I
Well,
think he looks okay. The
yeah, I thought
only, the only reason they look okay is because they won.
they kind of played a weak team, and he fans seem to like him. He seems to feel good about it because they won. I guess he should feel good. I thought his game was pretty average, which was an improvement for him.
Yeah.
Because he certainly didn't look good the first game.
No. He'll be okay though. But that's not what you asked me. You asked me what I thought. He was
No, I mean, how do you think? Yeah, he's going to start next week. I don't think the other guy is really that good.
He'll be okay. Always bum quarterback in the league. He can play in the league. No. He can start for somebody.
Well, I don't think the other quarterback that they had, the other rookie they had, he's had enough of a shot at it. So I guess I got to go with Sanders. They said all season Cleveland has only had one pass play for 35 yards or more, and Sunday they had 3. So they were making a big deal out of that, which I guess is a big deal. So for one of them plays that went for 70 yards, he didn't really throw it downfield. He just threw it out the flat and then back. Gosh, that dude had
100
jets.
yards is 100 yards. He made that pass to the receiver. No matter how many.
No, it's a different. Their whole thing was him being able to. They were trying to make the point that they were throwing downfield, but one of them was a screen pass that the guy just ran, and the guy running the ball should get the credit for that. He did complete one or two downfield though.
I understand what you're saying, but come on, need to win. You gotta win. What more can you say?
Yeah, the point the commentators were making was that Cleveland doesn't throw the ball downfield. So they said they had 3 big plays like
Who you
that.
gonna throw the ball downfield to?
You got to throw the ball downfield if you're gonna. If you got to get the
You
defense
don't
off
have
your back.
nobody, you don't have anybody to throw the ball to. Can you name
Well,
one?
he threw it downfield a couple of times. If you don't throw it downfield, the defense is going to play up. They're going to take away your running game and your short passes. You got to at least throw it downfield.
I didn't say, Larry. I didn't say don't throw it downfield. What I said was he has no one to throw it to.
Well, I'm not just talking about him. They said Cleveland.
Throw the ball downfield. You can just throw the ball downfield. Shit.
Well, you got to do it sometime. And that, I'm not just saying him. They said Cleveland hadn't done it till this week. So he's getting credit for long passes. That's the whole point I brought it up. He's getting credit for long passes, but really one of them wasn't a long pass. One of them was just like a little flare out screen, and the running back actually, that dude Sampson actually ran through everybody.
Yeah, so we're gonna penalize him because he had a talented player on this team. Oh. Then his fault the guy ran for 63 yards.
I'm not penalizing him. I'm just not going to give him credit for throwing that one. That 70-yard touchdown play. That wasn't a deep pass. That was my whole point.
He threw one long pass that was crucial the whole game. I can't say it was so much about it. He threw one long pass. That was it.
I think he had another one too that was downfield. One of them guy adjusted. He threw one in the first half. I think the one you talking about where the guy made an adjustment and they tackled him like about the inside the 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He needs time, man. I don't care who you are. You just can't walk out on the field unless you Dave Daniels. You can't just walk out there and do that kind of stuff like that, man.
This is my point. They were blaming the other quarterbacks for not throwing it downfield too. They were giving them credit for throwing it downfield, as if they solved their problem. My point is I'm not sure they've actually solved that problem yet.
Their problem can't be solved because, just as I asked you, they don't have anyone. Now, if you just want to throw the ball down,
they got wide receivers on their team. I expect them to throw downfield. I expect them. I'm at least happy that he went down there a couple of times.
Okay, all right.
Cool. These are pros, man. Pros got to be able to throw the ball downfield. Now, of course, they were playing the Raiders this week. It may not be as easy next week. Next game.
Well, we'll see. I think he will be a starting quarterback in the NFL eventually. With emphasis on eventually.
Well, I mean, he's starting now. I don't. If he continues to play at least as well as he did Sunday, he'll probably start the rest of the season.
They don't have anybody playing anyway, so that's not saying nothing.
Yeah, they were starting somebody in front of him. He was number 3, at first. And they were starting the other guy, the other rookie they got. So I guess I don't see why they're going to sit him down unless he plays poorly for a number of games. Now, whether he'll be there next year will be the real question. But it's his job. If he can get that job, then he could be there next year.
A couple of receivers, man. They get them from offensive linemen. They'll be all right. All the stuff. People make football. They make sports complicated. It's just certain things you got to do to be successful. You got to be able to run the ball. You want to pass the ball. You got to be able to protect the quarterback. You want to run the ball, you have to have an offensive line in your block. You don't have that, you're not going to have a quarterback to pass, you're not going to have nobody to run. So, I don't know why they try to figure out what can we do or what do we need to do. It's obvious what some of these sorry-ass teams need to do. Get some interior linemen. Get some receivers that can catch the ball. You get some.
What's up, Phyllis? You're right. But then you got teams that got good players that have basic schemes like Philadelphia. They don't seem to be able to get their ball to their receivers.
So okay. I guess you're not listening to me. Philadelphia has major offensive line problems. Major offensive line. How
I
the
don't think I don't think their line problems are the reason they don't throw the ball downfield. And their problem is they don't put their receivers in motion or anything. If you look at Dallas when they play, their receivers move and get in motion. Philadelphia just seems like they just want to line up and be very basic, like we're better than you, we're gonna come right at you. And that ain't working this year. With their two receivers, they ought to be able to get them the ball. With the two guys that they got, those two guys they got are just as good as the guys that Dallas has. I
Right.
look at Dallas moving their guys around. They try some different type of schemes. Philly doesn't do that.
All it takes, right, is sometimes it can just take one interior lineman that messes up everything.
I agree, but I still think Philly has players that you need to be able to. You have to try something different,
Yeah,
and they don't do anything different.
they have two major injuries on the offensive line. I mean, what do you? So that's why Barkley's not doing it. They're not blocking. That's why he
I just told you what they need to do with their wide receivers that they won't do. They
don't
need to
matter.
have them come in motion and do something. They don't do any of that stuff. They got a very vanilla
Blocking
offense.
nobody, Larry. That's not blocking nobody. Rushing them.
They're not sacking their quarterback a whole lot of times. They're not. They're doing a good job. He's not getting pounded into the ground every week.
And they ain't opening no holes either.
I know their problem is with their receivers. They don't have any imagination. That's their problem. If they move their receivers around, the defense will have to adjust to them. Watch when they play. They don't have any motion or anything.
Larry,
They're so used to lining up saying we're better than you.
that's what they used to do, and that's how you want your team to be. That's how they were last year. You don't matter what we do. We can run the ball. All right, we touch with it. You can't stop us. They
They could run or pass last year.
but their offensive line was doing well though.
I agree, but the quarterback has time to throw a lot of times. Their patterns are weak. They don't do anything to help their receivers get open. You got to watch Dallas play and watch them play. And I don't think Dallas's line is that great, but they have a little more finesse with it.
I saw about 2 or 3 plays. I don't spend my Sundays watching Dallas because Dallas is trash. So I'm not going to watch Dallas. I never watched them. They're horrible.
Offensively, they are not.
I don't know. I have to take your word for it.
Offensively, they're putting up 30 points a game. They can't stop anybody on defense. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Except for Philadelphia, after they get down 21-0, Philly couldn't score anymore.
Yeah. They're more than to be fair, they're more than half the teams in the NFL that I wouldn't sit and watch the game. So that don't mean anything. The NFL is it's not that exciting this year. It's just not.
Okay, but Philly needs to do something different offensively, and they're not doing anything. And they have guys that they can get the ball to that are hard to cover if you try something different. I noticed that's the difference between them and the Cowboys. Cowboys' 2 receivers are very good, but they put them in motion. They have them shifting. They don't just stand in one spot.
Okay.
And Philly needs to do something because what they're doing is not working. They won't even do anything differently. They took over the offensive play calling, but I don't think that still hasn't helped. And they got talented receivers.
You got block for them. You got block for the quarterback. You got block for the running back.
Agreed. But the quarterback has not been sacked an inordinate amount of time this year. He's had time to throw the ball. He just hasn't been connecting with him. I think they can do stuff to help all of them out.
Okay.
Running the ball is a problem for them this year.
Right.
That's definitely a problem.
It's a major problem. You can't run the ball. He got problems in general. This man not gonna run. He ain't gonna run from He don't have kind of holes he had when he ran for 2,000 yards last year. Those holes are not there.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to get that, but I expected him to do better than he's doing now.
He didn't expect the offensive line to get hurt. Oh,
Yeah, but when you have injuries, you got to adjust, man. They just haven't done that.
right.
Something is wrong with their offensive scheme.
What's the boy for the 49ers now used to be for the Redskins? He was a heck of an offensive lineman.
Oh, Trent Williams.
When Trent Williams first came in his first couple of years or whatever, if he got hurt, there was no replacing him. That dude was a bad dude. What I'm saying is, you talking about injuries and stuff. Some injuries can't.
No, I agree. But Philly has had way more talent than Trent Williams had when he was in Washington, and I just think you got to adjust. Philly's had two of their guys have missed games this year. One of them missed Sunday. The All Pro guy, the 6'8" guy, he missed Sunday, and I definitely think he was out. But early in the game, they were moving the ball on them. Dallas goes into halftime and makes adjustments. Philly makes no adjustments.
Okay.
That's what I see there. They couldn't even adjust at all.
All right.
They ran up. They would look like they were going to run them out of there. They were up 21-0. And the second half was a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball, really.
Cool. All right. Let's move on to the NBA. You got anything else you want to talk about NFL before we leave?
Now we can do the NBA. You got any super teams there?
I'm just disgusted with the NFL right now. I think it's because my team Kansas. I think it's subconsciously because my team Kansas City ain't in it, so I'm just mad about everything. But it's even for they've been bad all year. I think it's because they're not doing well.
Because the Chiefs are not doing well?
Yeah, I'm upset with them. No, they're not doing well.
They showed me a lot of heart coming back and winning that game in overtime Sunday. Because I thought their season was about over. But they hung in there. Now they got Dallas on Thanksgiving, so I expect them to go into Dallas and win that game too. They shouldn't let that one get away.
That's for sure. Dallas got a little reprieve the last couple of games. Dallas is still garbage, so I don't know. Everybody saying they may come back and they can. Dallas is done. They were done 4 weeks ago. We'll see.
Oh, they're not going to run the table, which is what people are talking about. They can run the table and get in. Yeah, you can run it. You can run the table, you can get in. I think that's for a whole bunch of teams, but
even if they run the table, they might not be enough because they got that tie. Tie might help them, may hinder them.
If Dallas runs the table, they'll make the playoffs. As far as going after that, I don't know.
The other teams that Tennessee.
They'll have 12 games or something like that. That ought to be 11 or 12 games. That'll get you in the playoffs.
No, if they run the table like they'll be 10-6-1. What are you talking about?
They've lost 6 games? That's right. They got that tie, too, with Green Bay. Forgot about that. I thought they had won 5 games already, 6 games already. No. But they did tie Green Bay.
If I tell you it's done, they done. That's all.
They run the table. I still think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll make the playoffs. They run the table. Come on. Some other teams are going to lose.
10-6-1 may not get you in the playoffs, Larry.
Okay.
It may not get you in the playoffs. We will never know. We won't even argue about that. We won't even discuss this anymore because it'll be a moot point after this Thursday. Over to the NBA. That's it for the NFL. All right, let's discuss the NBA right quick. We've been talking long today, talking about nothing too. NFL is horrible. All right. Early in the year, when first season first started, Larry Abels told me to watch out for the Detroit Pistons. And the Detroit Pistons are rocking and rolling.
They're like 15-2, right? Something like that.
I don't know about all that, but
I think that's what their record is. They've lost 2 games, and Oklahoma City's lost 1.
yeah. So, Larry, what made you talk about them early in the year before the season even started?
Because I saw what they did last year. I really have faith in their coach. They got a good coach, and they had a bunch of younger guys last year that actually played very well toward the end of the season. And really, they got a kind of a bad call against the Knicks in the playoffs. They should have really advanced in the playoffs last year.
Right.
So I expected them to come out real hungry. Plus, when you look in the East, Boston and Indiana have injuries, and they're not playing that well. I thought it'd be a good. I thought they'd make a run at it.
Right.
They've even had injuries, and they still won. With one game, they had like 3 or 4 of their starters out, and they won a couple of games like that. Their record is 15-2.
They need a point guard to me, but they're playing very well. They're probably playing. No one's playing better in the league except for Oklahoma. So I don't know what I want them to do. They're 15-2. I don't know why I can't see it. They're not that what because they need a point guard. Everybody needs a player. So
they won 13 games in a row. They started off 2-2. They won 13 games in a row.
So how's the Thompson boy twin playing for Detroit? He's playing very well for Houston. How's the twin playing for Detroit?
Yeah, he's a good player. He fits on that team very well.
Uh-huh.
You know, their big star is Kate Cunningham. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But they're getting something out of everybody on their team. That's why I like their coach.
Okay.
He knows how to Bickerstaff. He gets them to perform. He's just like his father. He really knows how to get the most out of his personnel as a coach.
Okay. I got you. Sounds good. All right. So right now, we're teams who are playing surprisingly well right now.
Toronto, I think they won like 8 in a row.
Toronto's playing very well. I don't know how or why. Maybe Scotty Barnes is better than what I thought he was. So I don't know, but they're playing very well. Playing better than the Knicks, that's for sure. You know what? Detroit and Toronto have the best teams in the East.
Yeah. I think Miami's probably next to them or something like that.
Nope.
In the East? I think it's Miami or Cleveland. I think they're like 3 and 4.
It's Cleveland. Miami's 12-6. You're right. Cleveland's 12-7.
Okay, so Miami's half game ahead of them.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I tell you who's playing better than I thought are the Lakers. They're off to a good start. They were off to a good start before LeBron James got there. They've only lost like 3 or 4 games.
The Lakers have had the same problem for the last 8 years.
Nah, they got Luka Doncic now.
It don't matter, Larry. They need a big man. They don't have a big. You can't win without a big man. They don't have anything that resembles a big man. Nope.
That's going to be a challenge, but they've played well this year. They played well without LeBron James, and I think with him coming back, that's all that's going to do is help them.
Yeah, you're right, but it's not going to bring them what they need, a big man. Bring LeBron.
I don't think they're as good as Denver or Oklahoma City, but last year they were down, around 7th or 8th in the league at the end of the season. This year they seem to be. I think Luka Doncic is going to make a difference for them. I looked up for them to have a better season this year. Denver or Oklahoma City, that's going to be a problem when they have to play them. No doubt about it.
When they play Houston too. Any team that has a big man is going to
Yeah, Houston has a good squad. Now that they got Kevin Durant, because their problem was scoring. I think they're the highest scoring team in the league now.
Yeah. The Lakers need a big man. That's all. You can't dress it up. You can't have it with 3 20-point scores. You can't do none of that. You gotta have a big man. They don't have it. That's all. So
my statement was they're playing well, and they are.
They are playing well.
Yeah.
Well, I've been making plan all my life. So, we're not happy with a first round playoff. If you ain't winning at all, I can't get so excited. Like I can keep it realistic. They're not winning at all because they don't have a big man. So that's how I'm so short with my answers, Kurt, when it comes to the Lakers.
Who's playing center for them now?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Saul.
DeAndre Ayton, yeah.
He's Saul. They don't have nobody that can detract you from the basket. They don't have nobody that you worry about. Damn, if I go in there, I might get hit or hurt or something. They don't have.
You don't think Ayton is adequate?
No. When you're a big man, you can't have enough. You can't have enough assets.
So you think he's soft? Okay.
He's soft.
Okay.
That's a fact.
I never looked at him that way. I just thought he wasn't that good.
You didn't think he was aggressive?
I just thought he wasn't that good. But when you get enough players around him, I think he might be serviceable.
They ain't got that many players around. What are your thoughts on Reeves, Larry?
On who?
Reeves.
Oh, no, he's gotten better and better every year. He's a decent player. He showed me a lot when LeBron wasn't playing. He and Luka were like carrying the offensive load.
Man, I think Reeves is very good.
Yeah, he's gotten better and better every year. This is about his third year, right?
Yeah.
He's improving.
I'm tripping. And your man Chuck, I told you earlier what he's talking about. He's the third option on the Lakers.
Yeah, no,
LeBron is the third option on the Lakers.
I think he's gotten better and better every year. That's what I'll say. I can see the growth in him, and it's not exponentially, but just a steady growth. Every year he gets better and better. But they got Luka on their team. That's the real killer they got.
Luka ain't grabbing no bounds. Luka ain't blocking.
No, I'm talking about Reeves not grabbing a bunch of bounds either. I'm talking about Luka put the ball in the hoop.
Well, we'll see.
He's a bad boy.
I don't like to waste time discussing teams that have no chance of winning the championship. So.
Look, man, that's going to be most of the teams in the league, right? You said they're playing well. That's all we can say. That's all we can ask of them at this point.
They're playing well.
Yeah. And you never know. They could make a trade. They might make a trade and get somebody.
There's nobody out there that somebody's going to trade that can help them. They need a legitimate big man. A legitimate one.
Look at Anthony Davis back.
They need a legitimate big man. They need a legitimate guy who's
Oklahoma City's big man.
Who wants to play center. They got Hartenstein is big. The 7-foot boy is big. He's soft.
Yeah, I mean, Hartenstein, is he any better than Ayton?
Yes.
Oh man, I don't know, Earl.
Yeah, he is. He gets some. He gets a rebound.
He does do that.
He push people around. You gonna worry about getting hit by him if you go through the paint. You ain't worry about getting hit by Ayton if you go through the paint. You're not. I
think Ayton might be a much better option to put the ball in the basket than Hartenstein.
But that ain't what the Lakers need, though.
But that's what I'm thinking.
It was the Thunder. Hartenstein is providing for.
No, he's serviceable. That's what I'm thinking. Aiden might be for Los Angeles. They got other players on that squad.
I haven't watched the guy since season started. I've seen him block one shot. He's 7 feet tall. He's blocked one shot that I have seen. I'm sure he's blocked more than one. You know, it's hard for me to remember certain people doing certain things. But I did see him block one shot.
I think he's serviceable. If he's got to be your best player, you're in trouble. But when I look at their team, they got enough firepower on that team. He might be enough. I don't know who Oklahoma City has as their big man. That's what I'll say. And I don't really even when you look at Denver, now they got the Joker, so it's hard to say he's not a big man. But defensively, he doesn't. Well, I guess he rebounds pretty well.
He's going up that lane. He can when he holds hands, he holds hands up like that. He's a threat. He's doing nothing.
I don't see him as a threat on defense, but he does rebound, and he certainly can put the ball in the hoop. So
yeah,
we can overlook some of his short. If he's not perfect, I can overlook that.
Yeah. You know.
So who do you like in the NBA then?
For the NBA?
Yeah, who do you? I mean, most of these teams you don't like. Who do you think of?
I like the Thunder.
Okay. That's it.
No, I'm sure there's somebody else.
What about Denver?
I like Thunder. And when I say like them, I mean they're a good team. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, Denver. Let's see who else. They're up and coming, but I still don't know. I like Philly.
Who?
I think Philly can do something. If so somehow or they get some kind of miracle season out of Embiid. Detroit looks good. Cleveland's okay. You know, I have two big men. They're big men. They still seem soft to me. Cleveland's big men. I want my big man to be a terror. They're not terrorists. And I don't know what's going on in New York.
They're just, they're like 10-6. They're just not that good, though.
New York need a big man. Don't stop that Carl Anthony stuff. Soft as he is. He's soft.
You don't think Carl Anthony can play?
Yeah, he can play, but he's soft. He's supposed to be dominating, man. That dude's supposed to be dominating. The way he can shoot, big as he is, he's supposed to be. There's no reason for him not to be able to score, to do whatever he wants to do with his size and his athletic ability. There's no reason. The only reason why somebody big like that is not dominating is the only reason.
The problem is they got another guy that plays defense, so they bring him in, in situational. And then that guy gets a rebound, and the other team fouls him, and he can't shoot free throws. The guy that plays defense and rebounds, he's horrible on offense. And I look at them and like Carl Anthony Towns needs to be out there. He needs to be able to rebound and play defense down the stretch. Because if you got to platoon him and the other guy can't shoot, that kills them.
I believe the Knicks need a point guard. Even though
you don't like Brunson,
let Brunson be the smallest two guard in the league. He pounds the ball too much on me, man. He don't pound the ball too much less than what Harden does. Get a real point guard in there, man. But Brunson is not he's nowhere near a problem for the Knicks. He's an asset all the way. Even though I can't say nothing bad about Brunson. Don't get rid of him or nothing like that. I just think they need a legitimate point guard. But he's doing well with what he's doing.
I kind of think he's a point guard.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't look at him like that.
He's an offensive-minded point guard.
I don't look at him like that. he got to work on his handles. But he's so good, man. I can't point no finger at Brunson, man. I can't complain about Brunson. What do you want the man to do? Man, he's a heck of a player. That's all. So I must refrain now before I say something dumb or stupid. This guy's an all-pro, all NBA. What do you want him to do? I can't say nothing negative about that guy at all. And they still need a point guard, but
Yeah, I'm going with I like him. I like the way he plays. I understand what you're saying though. If he could move the ball a little quicker, it might work better.
but even the way he's playing, he ain't the reason why the Knicks ain't winning. You need a legitimate 3-point shooter and a devastating point guard. That'd be all right. Well, I guess if you give a couple of teams legitimate 3-point shooter and a devastating point guard. Okay. Golden State with that's not in the game. I think people be sleeping on the importance of a point guard. A lot of teams need some point guards out there.
You know, it's almost like now people they're playing that positionless basketball, where you can't even. It's almost an undefined position. Like nobody. There's 5 people out there.
Uh-huh. Well, okay. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. We've gone too long today, Larry. We got to talking and stuff. So we're gonna wrap this up. Don't forget to check out Larry Abels on Real Fellas Talk Sports Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. I fixed the link for you Facebook, so you can now use Facebook as a location, Larry.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So and check out Larry, myself, and Larry's nephew Neil Abels on Saturday mornings for NFL Game Line. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Thank you. Shout out to Kung Fu and shout out to Phyllis. Phyllis, thank you so much. Good to talk to you. And we will see you guys tomorrow on Real Fellas Talk Sports. Hope everybody has a very blessed and productive evening. My name is Earl Rush, aka
The sports doctor.
I hope everybody has a great evening. Good night. Stupid man.